So this is Andrew Callaghan respond to allegations and Joseph
Let's go back over. We'll watch this. Andrew
from
Callaghan got
Asmongold.
accused of a lot of sexual misconduct. I don't want to like classify it because I didn't read everything, but apparently he had an apology. I guess we'll watch this.
I didn't
Here
know
we
anything
go.
about this. Some accusation or something.
I never thought I'd make a video like this, but
That's a good start for a YouTube apology.
Okay,
Okay. Yep.
classic.
It's like you don't want to change things up. Just go ahead and do the same thing everybody else does.
I think there's an important conversation to be had, and I just want to be fully accountable, honest,
Okay.
and transparent with all of you guys. So I'd like to start by thanking every single person who's came out in the past week to speak about different ways in which my behavior has made them feel uncomfortable or pressured during a sexual situation, and to people who said that I've made unwanted advances and had a hard time with rejection. I'm sure this was not easy to do. It's never easy to speak out, and it was hard for me to hear as well, because to be honest with you, up until this point, I didn't even really realize that I had this pattern that had affected multiple people. I'd also like to apologize for my
pattern.
silence. I think that when this stuff first came out, I was in a state of denial and shock. I was, just riding the high from my movie that just came out, and then within 48 hours, I was denounced by my closest collaborators, and my name was printed in 40 different news outlets next to the words sexual misconduct, and I just kind of spiraled into a mental health crisis. I'm okay now, but I don't really think this is about me. This is about the people that I've affected, so I just want to express my complete sympathy, respect, and support for anyone who I've done wrong by, and I really want to do better and be fully accountable for everything that I've done. So that being said, I want to make a few things clear. I've always taken no for an answer. As far as consent, I've never overstepped that line.
That's good, right?
But I think I want to have a more nuanced and important conversation about power dynamics, pressure, and coercion. Because, like I said, I think for a long time, I was behaving in a way that I actually thought was normal. I thought that, going home from the bar alone made you a loser. I thought that persistence was a form of flattery. And I thought that, if at first somebody was reluctant, they're playing hard to get, just try harder. And if you think someone's feeling you...
I don't know where Andrew grew up. I'm not really sure. But like whenever I went to high school, people would say this same stuff.
Playing hard again.
Make a physical advance and see if they go with it. And I think that, especially I realized when so many young people, especially young men, rushed to defend me when this stuff first started coming out, that this type of sex pest behavior is normalized. And a lot of people think this stuff is normal when I don't think that it is. And I think that I want to be fully responsible for not having a fluid understanding of consent and what enthusiastic two-way consent looks like. That being said, a lot of the things that have been said online about me are not true. A lot of things are missing really important contextual information that I think would change people's interpretation of a lot of these situations, but I'm not here to invalidate anybody's lived experience. If you feel pressured, that's just what it is. I hope that young people, and young men in particular, can use my mistakes to learn and move through life with a better understanding of consent. As far as what I have planned, I'm not really sure what comes next. I mean, obviously, reporting is my one true love, and I'm 25 years old, and I have my whole life ahead of me. But I really think that I need to do some serious work on myself and figure myself out. So I'm going to start therapy sessions pretty much immediately. Also,
want to
not to
improve
blame
himself.
alcohol, but I truly believe that alcohol was a contributing factor to my poor decision making. And
I would probably assume that is true. I've never known
It's
anybody
true,
who
but-
makes better decisions while they're drunk. That's
That's
probably
why
true.
some probably drink so too
Absolutely.
much.
It's not, and again, it's not like a thing like, oh, well, because of this, it's okay, or something like that. It's not an excuse. No, it's not an excuse. I mean, how do we know that alcohol isn't an excuse? Because if you get in a car and you're driving and you're drunk and you hit somebody, you can't say,
that's
well, it
illegal.
wasn't really my fault. I was drunk. Well, then, bitch, you shouldn't have been driving. No, I obviously everybody understands this. But yeah, I would say this is many cases. People get drunk and they do stupid shit that they regret or they shouldn't do. I don't drink. I never have.
I think that alcohol in general
I
had a
don't
devastating
recommend
impact
people
on
to
my
drink
life.
either.
So
Yeah,
I think
true.
I'm going to make the decision to join the 12-step program for Alcoholics Anonymous. And during this journey into sobriety, I want to take a serious step back from public life and, like I said, figure myself out. And I hope that this reaches
How do you know if it
anyone
doesn't
who
drink?
felt affected by me. I'd love to reach out to you
Maybe
or
back to
reach out
decision.
to me, even just for me to say I'm sorry, and I really apologize, and I appreciate you all. I also want to apologize to my closest collaborators, my friends, my family, and people who will have to wear this stain on their career forever.
True.
You guys don't deserve this, and I love you guys. That being said, if you never want to watch Channel 5 again, I understand. I hope you remember the missions of radical empathy and media literacy that we have tried to put into the world through our coverage. All right, that's all I want to say.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. Sounds fine to me. I mean, like, it sucks. I mean, it's like this is one of those situations where I don't know why it's so hard for people to just, like, if
What?
somebody's not interested, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
This is
Like, I don't.
Common sense,
yeah,
right?
it's a good apology. It's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, just don't, like,
don't push it to
damage is already done. Well, no, I mean, like, you could talk about this guy, like, good or bad or whatever. I hope people know that, like, it doesn't stop, like, being creepy and weird doesn't stop whenever you touch people against their consent. Like, you can be creepy and weird without ever touching somebody. You can cross the line without ever putting a fucking hand on a person, ever. And I don't see how people don't realize that. The truth is that there are a lot of people that, and like, if you even go back and you watch like older romance movies, like some of them portray like, ask me harder type, like situations and dynamics.
Like the
I find this
Grease.
to be very weird. Anytime that, like, I've had like a girlfriend that did this. It was like, playing hard to get, and she's like, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I'm like, okay. And then
Yeah,
she's like,
Grease
well,
movies
why
actually
didn't you
wild.
try to message me? It's like, well, because you didn't
All
want
the
me to
misogyny
message
and
you.
all.
Like, I left you alone. I gave you space because you said stop messaging me. And so I stopped messaging you. Like, what the fuck? And like, yeah, this happens. Absolutely. I don't know why it's so hard for people to do this kind of stuff. I think that really, they just get in a mindset and, they want to do what's good for them. And that's the only thing that really matters. Sure, right there, man. Women, yeah, but like guys do the stuff that he did. So, I mean, it's not like any side is coming out ahead here, okay? Alcohol equals doing stupid things. No, I mean, it is true that alcohol is like a force multiplier for bad decisions. Like, if you're kind of bad at making decisions, the odds are that whenever you get drunk, you get really bad at making decisions. Now, every decision that you make while you're drunk, you're accountable for that decision. Aside from, obviously, like, there's like a few exceptions and a few lines, right? If somebody's blackout drunk, they can't consent to something, etc., right? So, of course there are, and they can't sign contracts. But in general, you are responsible for yourself whenever you're drunk. So it's not like, oh, I was drunk is an excuse, okay? That's it. It's a stacking debuff. Yeah. To be clear, technically did nothing wrong. He didn't rape anybody. Well, I don't think that rape is the only thing that you can do that's bad.
Yeah.
I think that being creepy, being constantly persistent, messaging people consistently after they said they were not interested, I think that all of these things are also bad. But obviously there is a spectrum of things that are bad. They're all bad. Don't do them. I don't know. Like for me personally, I've always found, the lack of, I guess you'd say, enthusiastic consent to be a very large turnoff. It makes me feel very uncomfortable or like feel weird. It makes me feel self-conscious. So if that's not present, then I'm really weirded out. I don't like that at all. Like that's the way that I feel on a personal level. I wish more people felt
Some
like
people
that.
don't feel
Maybe stuff like this wouldn't happen
like
as much. That's about it. Yeah, just don't touch people, respect people's boundaries. I don't know. You know, it's such a shitty topic to have to go over. Stop virtue signaling, please. What part of what I said is virtue signaling, do you think, Fallen? Yeah, what part is virtue signaling?
Okay.
I'm kind of curious. Let's find out. Let's find out what part is virtue signaling. After that, we'll watch the Andrew Tate video. You're going to love that one, too. Okay, here we go. Why are you mad that I drank Pepsi?
Man.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Just going to death, yeah. It's good to have a conversation about self-respect. Yeah, I think so. Give me a second. So you're saying that enthusiastic consent is always needed? Every person is different, and I can't define what enthusiastic consent is for every single person because different people have different demeanors. So for one person, it might seem like that. For another person, it might not. Why are you, like, what is this? Yeah, how is this so, and it not being, so wait a second. So my own personal feelings are now virtue signaling? I didn't say, like, I was talking about how I feel. What are you talking about?
Didn't say anything.
It's like, I think you're degeneracy signaling here. What the fuck? It's so weird. Fallen has below average IQ. I don't know, man. It's just so, I think a lot, this is what I think happens, okay? I think a lot of guys, they hear stuff like what I'm saying and they feel like they're being attacked because they think back and there might have been a situation that somebody could maybe claim that they did this, or they put themselves in those shoes and they think like, oh, maybe I had this happen. And like, I don't know, like, I have no idea. Like, that's between you and that person. I don't want to fucking make a decision on that. It's up to them.
Wait, I forgot the question already.
Like, it's so weird.
What are you asking?
Are there any more of these? I'm just getting the vibe that you said that dude recently happened to his OTK. That has nothing to do with it. I go back 2 years ago, whenever all of the Me Too accusations happened, back in like with the Method and I forgot even all the people like that got fucking kicked off of Twitch. The Bless RNG guy, not Hassan the streamer, but Hassan the guy that worked at Twitch. Like all these people, like go back, watch my videos from before I even made OTK. I said the exact same stuff. Like, when have you've been following since September? You don't even know what you're talking about. And now you're accusing me of this bullshit that's not even true.
Actually, one guy.
What the fuck, man? Holy shit. It's so annoying. Ban them and move on. Yeah, I don't know. Some women actually do play hard to get. Why is no one talking about them? Because they're not worth fighting over. If a girl is playing hard to get, she's playing with you. Are you a video game or are you a human being? Don't let some fucking girl play games with you.
Wait a
Have
minute.
some self-fucking respect.
So hard to get is
Move
a bad
on.
thing?
If she's not interested in
Excellent
talking to you and
best
treating you like a
advice.
normal person, and she's trying to play these weird little fucking games with you because her ego is so fucking small that she needs to have a guy constantly simp for her, or she thinks that it's, oh, well, you know, he doesn't really like me. Get the fuck away from her. What's wrong with you?
I'm also agree with that.
You're gonna ruin your life. That will never stop. The attention seeking, the constant need of validation, you know, pulling away so you have to fucking try to do what she wants. These fucking constant power plays. It will ruin your fucking life. So the reason why I'm not talking about them is because I don't want to, and you shouldn't either.
Okay.
That's why. Fuck, man. It's crazy. You're banned, by the way. You're done. I don't like you. Let's see here. My brother's in the exact scenario. Yeah. Confirm this is manipulation tactic and a big red flag, fellas. Yeah, exactly. Are you degeneracy signaling? Is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't understand why people come in and they try to say that stuff. Bozo? Yeah, fuck him, man. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. Like, virtue signaling. I try not to, and like, this is something that happened, like, what do you call it? It happened, like, 2 years ago, and I've tried to actually tone a lot of this down. Is, like, I've tried to not, what's the word for it? Like, patronize people, and I felt like my stream kind of started going in that direction, where, like, I was telling people things that they already knew. I was like saying, oh, don't do bad things, only do good things. And it became very repetitive and kind of just patronizing to people. And it's like, oh, you know, you're preaching to the choir here. And that's why I've kind of stopped doing that as much. But I do think that some common sense is needed, especially with, like, obviously, you know, you have, like, the Andrewcallaghan thing. Look, I mean, you had the rich thing, right? You had the crazy slick thing. You had the fucking Andrew Tate stuff. Like, all of this stuff is really bad. And so, yes, stay the fuck away from people that make you play games to keep them in your life. Please, for your own sake. She might be, like, really hot. You might think it's worth it. You might think, oh, this is the last time. It won't be. It never is. The last time is your decision whenever you stop trying to do that. The moral ground to fool people into liking you? Well, I mean, I am a huge asshole. I do a lot of bad stuff. I'm not the best guy that you should take advice from. But also, I don't think that what I'm saying is very revolutionary. This isn't some fucking worldview altering thing. And it's not like this fucking based take that's coming from, you know, it's like divinely inspired. Just don't fucking violate people's consent. Listen to them whenever they're saying no, and respect that. It's not fucking hard. I just keep seeing people making excuses for this shit, and it's annoying. I don't know, man. All I ask is, like, for you guys not to go and defend people. It's like you're defending somebody like Andrew, and Andrew's not even defending Andrew. Like, stop it. Like, people defend these people as if it's them in the situation. That's why they do it. They're like, oh, this can happen to me. It probably fucking won't, because in every single one of these stories, there's like 7 people that get affected. So, like, if you had one weird encounter with somebody, the odds are you might have had a weird encounter, you might have stepped over the line, you probably should apologize, and you should never do that again. Very fucking true. But don't go and think that this is about you. These people are like serial fucking abusers. Look it up, educate yourself, and I don't know. Stop doing things against people's will. Stop trying to make people do something they don't want to do.
And I'm also agree with not playing games when you want a little bit of game to have fun. I don't think just don't talk to them is the answer. If they say no, yeah, don't talk to them. But also agree with this there. So I'm better to pronounce it.